burning weed with its roots in hell.
In the 30s, they tried to scare us all with the deadly evils of the marijuana weed.
Debauchery, violence, murder, suicide.
We now know reefer madness was just a church's attempt at propaganda. Who else is being accused of spreading propaganda? I am. But you know what? I kind of think the folks in Austin may be smoking a little something.
See this important film now.
Ryan Ward is the division manager of the Austin Right-of-Way Department. He's the boss of the folks that help make sure you can travel safely around construction sites in Austin. You know, the traffic cones, the barricades, the detour signs. The city of Austin even gives its inspectors the power to hand out huge fines, even shut down major construction projects. But power can go to your head. So folks have been complaining a lot about one particular inspector named Eddie Flores. And they've been complaining for years. A public servant on a rampage, they say, barking and screaming. Tens of thousands of you watched our investigative report on Mr. Flores. But what we had to say was pure propaganda to Mr. Ward. Here's his email later, quoting, "I'd like to reiterate how the ROW division and its staff are to address any outside entity when external media directs propaganda at our division."
In this startling film, you will see dopesters lure children to destruction.
Yeah, Mr. Ward, that's what we tried to do, lure Austin taxpayers into a cloud of confusion. Except all we did was show them actual government documents, emails written about Flores. Even Flores' own boss wrote one, quoting, "We've been getting numerous complaints from contractors and stakeholders about Eddie's approach to dealing with them. Please help." How did the Austin Right-of-Way Department investigate our propaganda? Quoting, "Our HR manager looked into the video and investigated the claims against staff." Quoting, "We've received complaints against Mr. Flores, but they didn't rise to the level of an HR investigation or a potential policy violation." And what a crack investigation this was. Check out this email from the HR guy just 3 days later. Quoting, "I can only base my information on what's in his personnel file since I have no historical knowledge about Eddie prior to joining ATD in 2018. Maybe we should replay a little bit of our original video for those bureaucrats in Austin in case they weren't paying attention last time. So listen carefully, kids. Dolce Vino Consulting has now documented 25 separate complaints filed against Mr. Flores. Most are missing from his personnel file. Mr. Flores clearly benefits from a government agency that simply hides complaints from personnel files. Of course, they already knew that. And we got the emails from them, the city of Austin.
Are you stupid or something?
I'm as stupid as a stupid does.
Months before our big propaganda effort, the city of Austin even warned the Right-of-Way Department that they were inefficient.
We observe inspectors patrol the same areas repeatedly. Essentially, they were driving down the same street multiple times a week and not going out to new areas.
The complaints, well, they keep pouring in. Quoting, "The next morning, somehow you're claiming the fine increased another $1,040, this contractor complained." Quoting, "The permit analysts seem to be confused," another wrote. Quoting, "I'm pretty upset at this point over the inconsistencies we're experiencing. Jacking up contractors with fines and confusing regulations, that just slows construction down, adds cost to the projects. And Eddie Flores, well, he got in trouble again since we last checked, this time for his unacceptable use of city resources, namely his filthy city car. Gross neglect of city property, it was called.
Hopeless insanity.